Today I'm going to show you some personal project here. I'm going to fix something. What you're looking at is a tablecloth my mother made back in, I'm guessing the mid-1970s. It was early to mid-1970s. She made this for an outdoor picnic table, and she had iron-on designs. She would iron them on, and then we as kids had these fabric paints called Artex paints. They looked like tubes of toothpaste. And we would color in and trace the things that she ironed onto it. So we all got to sign it too. I think I was about 9 or 10 years old when we all worked on this. Here's mine. I had to write my name. Penmanship was important to me back then. It no longer is. But here we have it. It's great. It brings back great memories. But look at this. Halfway through the tablecloth, some goofy person put a hole in it so you could put an umbrella in it. Well, that goofy person was me before I really knew how to sew and how to sew well. So you can see there's this, I guess it's like a bias tape or something. I think I thought that fabric was just gonna follow the curve and follow a circle, and obviously it just doesn't do that. So I wanna fix this. That's my goal today, is fix the family tablecloth. So step one, I need to pick the seam and get this out of here. So that's what I'm gonna do first. Look at my hole. This is amazing. I did a pretty good job of at least cutting a circle, I'll say that. However, we're gonna make this so much better. So this was the original circle that was cut out, okay? To fix this, I need a piece of fusible interfacing. Just the cheapest kind you have and the thinnest kind you have is fine. That's all you need for this. It doesn't have to be special. I'm going to lay this over the circle. The fusible side is up here, okay? This is the fusible side right here. I'm going to draw a new circle, which this cup lid is really a nice size for that. So give me just a moment. See if I can draw a nice usable circle for that. Okay, I think that's good. Now I can center that a little better here. That looks good. I'm going to pin this down in a couple of places because the next piece of this is to take this over to the sewing machine, and I am going to stitch on the circle line that I just drew. So let's do that. We're going to sew next. Okay, now I'm going to sew on the circle that I just drew, okay? So now at this point, we're going to cut the circle out, okay? Now I'm not going to cut through my fabric. I just want to cut away most of this interfacing. I still have my seam allowance on the inside from my original fabric, which I can see. So I'm just going to work around that. And go around the circle. Sorry, I'm going to turn this around too. Working with circles is a little cumbersome sometimes because you constantly have to be adjusting to get the next best shot. Let's put that guy away. Okay, so we have cut that part away. Now, the next part of this, I'm going to pull these pins out because we don't need them anymore. But the next part of this is to turn the outside in. I'm going to reverse all this, okay? But because this is such a large project and I want to be careful with it, I feel like I want to do it in fourths. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut up to my stitching line, but not including. on all 4 sides here, just so I can work with 4 individual pieces. And again, this is just my preference. You don't have to do this. You can just work with it as one big piece. I'm also going to trim off a lot of the fat around the outside, okay, because we don't need all of this. And then the final thing, before we turn it inside out, is I need to snip the inside of this circle. So if you don't already have a pair of these Fiskars snips, I would say get some. I use this on a rag quilt. These things are a lifesaver. So when I say snip, I mean snip close to the stitching line, but not including the stitching line. And I want you to snip every 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch. Take your time with this because this is a project you want to do well with. And the more snips you make on a circle or on a curve, the better your outcome will be. Okay, so now we have snipped. Now there's only one piece of this left. We're going to turn the front around to the back and we're going to press it, okay? So this is a little cumbersome sometimes. You have to fight with it. I'm going to turn this first piece in and turn it under. And kind of finger press it at first. I've got a few remnants of my there we go. That's a nice curve, right? And my nice piece is laying under there. I'm just going to set my iron on this for a couple of seconds just to set that in, and then I'll move to the next piece of this. It's not difficult. You just have to be a little patient with it. Next one, flip it under, flip it over, and really work that curve. You can see what a nice curve that's making. Yes, I really like that. So let's press that in place. And then I'm going to turn this around so I can do the other 2 sides. This already is looking so much better than it did. I can't believe I made such a mess of this to begin with. But you know, live and learn. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So let me get my iron in there. Press some of this. And then the last piece of this goes under. And if I can make it lay down nice, yes I can, we will be in business. I'm so glad to have fixed this. You have no idea. Ever since I learned how to sew and learned that, oh wow, I was thinking about the hole for this umbrella. I'm like, what an embarrassing piece of work, especially something that I did. Now I'm going to straighten this out and give it just a quick press in front of you, but I'm going to take it to my big iron and really steam press this good. But look at this. The once ugly circle is now a nice edge circle, and I will take this to my sewing machine and top stitch just around the outer edge just for some extra strength. But there we go. I think it's awesome. I'm very happy with this, and thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little tablecloth because I enjoyed showing it to you. Happy sewing.